I've been doing a lot of research lately as I haven't been making a lot of videos and I've been on X and I've been just looking at other people's posts and I have not seen a lot of information on this, and I want to share my findings with you guys kind of to see if I'm right and also just to see your thoughts on this. If I'm wrong, I want to hear that I'm wrong. I would appreciate it if you guys told me I'm wrong and explained why I'm wrong. But my personal opinion, I think Bitcoin is completely undervalued, and it feels like I feel right now how Michael Saylor feels when he says, if you knew what I knew, Bitcoin would be at like 10 million or whatever, because it doesn't make sense. If you look at the current price of Bitcoin, it's at $105,000 right now, yet the fear and greed index is at a 54. If you go back in time to December 16th or so, let's see, it went all the way up to an 81 and Bitcoin was at the same price, which shows you that people don't expect, or they think that these prices are good. They don't think that we're overbought or anything. And that's crazy, which means that we are going to see a much higher price in the next couple of months, over the year, in total. And I'm looking forward to that, but it still doesn't seem right, because if you guys have been following the news lately, especially with the United States thinking about starting a Bitcoin crypto reserve, like, why hasn't the price just gone like straight up? It just does not make sense, because if the US says they're going to do this, that means, other countries are going to probably try and race and get as much Bitcoin as they can, because it's going to increase in value, right? So this is a cool site. It's called bitcointreasuries.com or .net actually, and I'll put it in the link in the description so you guys can check it out if you want on your own time, if you want to just kind of explore. But I want to show you guys a couple accounts here. These are all public companies that own Bitcoin. MicroStrategy being one of them, 471,000 Bitcoin, as well as right here we have iShares, Bitcoin Trust, Fidelity, and Grayscale. If you combine those four together, they own about 1.5 million Bitcoin of the 21 million. That's a very substantial share. That's probably about 5% of the share, and they've been making insane purchases. To put it into perspective, 450 Bitcoin are made each day. That means 450 Bitcoin are mined in the ecosystem by miners each day. And these companies, MicroStrategy, BlackRock, Grayscale, there's others too. They're buying, like 78 times the amount of Bitcoin that is mined per day. Specifically, I can show you guys this one, 55,400. Every time I hover over it, it blocks it. But yeah, $55,500 or 500 Bitcoin, sorry. If you take that and divide it by the number of Bitcoin a day, it's actually 55.5. Takes 123 days to get all of that Bitcoin, to remine that Bitcoin, or to mine new Bitcoin equivalent to that price. And they're doing this like every other day. If you look at the purchases, January 13th, January 6th, January 21st, January 27th, it's not every day, but does it even matter at this point with how much they're purchasing? And then if you go to BlackRock, like, they're buying substantial numbers, 10,000. It's actually a pretty low number, only 932, but that's 932,000 or 932 Bitcoin. So that's $932,000, if I got that right. It's insane. These people are in no way, shape, or form slowing down, and yet you still see people saying that it's a scam or that it's going to zero. Seriously, are you just ignorant or stupid? Like, it doesn't make sense to me that you can say that crypto, Bitcoin specifically, is going to zero when you have BlackRock, the wealthiest asset management firm in the world, buying this much Bitcoin. Now, granted, it is a trust and you're able to buy into it, but do you really think that BlackRock is selling their Bitcoin when you sell? Like, let's say you sell your share. Do you really think BlackRock's going to sell their Bitcoin? Absolutely not. There's no reason for them to. This gives them the option, or the opportunity rather, to buy as much Bitcoin as possible with other people's money. That's what BlackRock does. They're so good at it. That's why they're the most successful like company ever in existence. It's crazy. So this also, like 14 US states have introduced the Bitcoin bill so far, which means they want to have a Bitcoin reserve. Now, have all of these passed? No, but the bill has been introduced to the state legislature to divert funds into a Bitcoin reserve, as well as this, which is pretty crazy. This is Cynthia. I don't want to play it, but Cynthia Loomis. She's proposing a strategic Bitcoin reserve, which we have heard about from the Trump administration before they got into office. This is kind of what they were planning, and this is what the whole crypto industry is going off of. Buy 200,000 Bitcoin annually for 5 years. So in total, that is 1 million Bitcoin. There's only, like I said, there's only 21 million Bitcoin that have ever or will ever be mined, ever. Then you want to hold it for at least 20 years and have the U.S. national debt in 20 years. Now, I did some math. I don't have the spreadsheet anymore, but they're estimated based off the current rate of increase in our U.S. debt that we're going to have in 20 years, about $100 trillion in debt. If they want to pay off half of that, they need $50 trillion in Bitcoin. So 1 million Bitcoin needs to equal $50 trillion, which I believe is, what is that, like 50 million a coin? Does that sound right? Or maybe it's, yeah, that sounds right. That's insane. I mean, this is a person that holds a position in government office that is basically saying that Bitcoin is going to go to about $50 million. Now, I could be off, but still, Bitcoin's going to go to at least $1 million is what they're saying. $10 million. Like, no question about it. And people are saying the comp is mining. No one is bullish enough on Bitcoin and Bitcoin mining. I completely agree. I don't think anyone is seeing this. I don't think anybody is seeing this. Now, if you want to see how much Bitcoin all of the millionaires in the world are, because there's a lot of millionaires. There's 58 million millionaires in the world. If every one of them were to buy Bitcoin, they would only be able to buy 0.36, which means, like, that's if every single one of them bought Bitcoin. And that's not including all the Bitcoin that people already hold. So realistically, I don't know, maybe it would be like 10 million Bitcoin that is actually available. 0.36, that's it. That's how much they'd be able to hold. So if you hold even close to that, you'd be on an eye-to-eye level with millionaires. Like, what? Does this sound like I'm crazy, or does this sound like I'm making sense? Let me know. But the fact that Bitcoin's at $105,000, it just does not make sense to me. If the U.S. is serious about this, if the U.S. is trying to get 200,000 Bitcoin, 1 million Bitcoin, 1 million out of 21 million Bitcoin, Russia, India, China, Argentina, I'm just saying Argentina because I just saw some news about it, but all of these companies, the G7, they're going to follow US's suit. Like, US is the leader. They're the light of the world. And when they do stuff, other people follow. And if they do this, like, it just doesn't make sense why Bitcoin is only $105,000. It does not make sense. Something is not right. There have been reports, and let me see if I can search this. If I do Coinbase manipulation, or market something. Let me see if this pops up. Let's see. Market manipulation. I mean, that's like the only thing that would make sense, right? Am I wrong on this? I don't know. They're using this thing called Wintermute. Here it is. Sorry. Market makers like Wintermute, they manipulate the prices through circular trading. So Binance sells to Wintermute, who sells to Coinbase, and then back to Binance, who are all market makers. It inflates the trade volume without real demand, and it pushes the prices down. I mean, without this being in existence, there's no shadow of a doubt that Bitcoin is going to be substantially higher in price. And I don't know how much longer this is going to be kept up. See, this is where it gets tricky, because Coinbase helps the U.S. government with their legislature. And if the U.S. government is serious about buying this much Bitcoin, 1 million Bitcoin, do you really think that they're going to announce it before they do it? Or do you think they're going to slowly accumulate it over time and then say, okay, we've done this? I don't understand why the government would announce it and then buy it, because the price of Bitcoin would go through the roof. But if they announced it and then bought it, and Coinbase and Bitcoin are doing this market manipulation with Wintermute, then yes, it would make sense. And we don't know the Bitcoin address for where they're buying this Bitcoin if they have been doing it this whole time. It's very difficult to track this stuff if you don't have a name attached to it. So especially if they're using Wintermute, like Coinbase and Binance could be coordinating with the government to buy this, and in exchange they're just allowing them to use Wintermute to suppress it while they continue to buy. I don't know. It's crazy. Am I crazy? Do I sound crazy? I don't know. But this is what I've stumbled upon, and I have I mean, the largest holding in my portfolio is Bitcoin. I think a lot of other people share the same position as me, and I'm extremely excited to see if I'm right. If I am right, I mean, I expect this kind of stuff to start taking off in February, just because I think after everyone gets confirmed, there's still confirmation hearings. I think they're going to move swiftly with this crypto reserve. I mean, every other day there's an announcement that a new state is planning to have a Bitcoin reserve and divert funds from something else into that. So I don't know. I really don't know what's going to happen. It's kind of weird to see it like this, because I don't know. I have this hunch, and yeah. So let me know what you guys think. Am I completely wrong, or does this actually have some merit? And I'm looking forward to the discussion in the comment section below. Talk to you guys later. Peace out.